Hello, this is Dr. Hinarani Dey. Today I will be discussing on food microbiology. Well, what is food? Food is any substance that we eat for nutritional support. It is usually of plant or animal origin and contains essential nutrients like proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals. The substance ingested by an organism are digested, absorbed, and assimilated by the cells to provide energy. This energy maintains life and stimulates growth. The food we eat can be divided into two categories. The first one is perishable foods, that means which are destroyed or degraded very quickly. They are fresh meat, seafood, milk, and ripe fruits. On the other hand, non-perishable foods, that means they can be stored for a relatively longer period of time. These are canned goods, all pasta types, sugar, flour, spices, and nuts. All the foods are degraded in due course of time, and their spoilage can be detected by the change of their taste, texture, color, and aroma. A number of microorganisms are responsible for this food spoilage. The bacteria causing food spoilage, they also follow the typical growth curve, that is those phases of growth curve: lag, log, stationary, and dead. And the change of color, flavor, texture of food due to the presence of the spoilage causing bacteria are detected when they are in their stationary phase. This bacteria, when are being consumed with the food, causes a number of symptoms in our body. In one word, we call them food poisoning. And these symptoms are well known, like vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, muscle cramp, fever, and so on. Microorganisms responsible for the spoilage can be divided into two classes. One is spoilage microorganisms. They cause food to spoil and are not harmful to humans. A spoilage microorganism is responsible for souring of milk. Pathogenic microorganisms, on the other hand, they are the disease-causing microorganism. The living microorganisms or a toxin must be consumed to cause the symptoms. For a foodborne illness or food poisoning to occur, the microorganism or its toxin must be present in the food. The food must be suitable for the microorganism to grow, and the microorganism should get its ambient temperature to grow, and enough time must be given to the microorganism to grow or to produce a toxin. Foodborne infection is caused by the ingestion of food containing live bacteria. Yes, live bacteria which grow and establish themselves in the human intestinal tract. On the other hand, foodborne intoxication means it is caused by ingesting food containing toxins formed by bacteria which resulted from the bacterial growth in the food item. Here, live microorganisms are not present. Let us have a quick look on the food spoilage causing bacteria. Staphylococcus aureus, this is the first type of bacteria. They are present in the foods that are not cooked properly, such as sliced meats, puddings, pastries, and sandwiches. The symptoms they cause are nausea, vomiting, and stomach cramps. Most people also have diarrhea, and symptoms usually develop within 30 minutes to 8 hours of their attack. Then comes Clostridium perfringens. This is the food poisoning causing bacteria, which is caused actually by the toxin released by them, that often causes diarrhea and several disorders including gastroenteritis. Next, the Listeria Monocytogenes is most severe for an unborn baby. Early in pregnancy, it may lead to miscarriage, and later in pregnancy, it may lead to stillbirth, premature birth, and infants may experience long-term neurological damage and delayed development. Next, we are coming to E. coli. Although it's a normal flora of our intestine, still certain strains can cause hemolytic uremic syndrome, and it damages the lining of the tiny blood vessels of the kidney, leading to kidney failure. First sign is profuse or bloody diarrhea. Next, the causal organism for bacillary dysentery is Bacillus cereus, which produces one emetic toxin and 3 different enterotoxins. Spores may be present on various types of raw and cooked foods, and they can survive high cooking temperatures, so cooked foods should be served very hot. The symptoms include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea within 3 hours of the infection. Next organism we are going to discuss is the Campylobacter jejuni. The food poisoning causes gastroenteritis, an infection of the gut or intestine, leading to diarrhea, and sometimes the patient becomes sick with vomiting. Next, less well-known organism is a Vibrio parahemolyticus. It can be contacted through consumption, but also through contact with open wounds or through swimming in contaminated water. It's most commonly found in seafood, in particular oysters, prawns, and other shellfish, but also in fishes like tuna, sardines, mackerels, and also in squids and crabs. Salmonella, the most well-known bacteria in the food service industry, is the second most common cause of food poisoning. It can be spread through the exposure of raw food or water to fecal matter. It's found in meat, chicken, egg, milk, and seafood. The contamination is not identifiable through smell or taste. Now we are coming to Shigella. It requires fewer cells to cause food poisoning. It is most easily transferred through food contaminated with fecal matter. It is associated with the foods like salads and sandwiches, as well as unwashed vegetables. It causes cramping, fever, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea containing blood or mucus. The next one is the Clostridium botulinum, well known for Botox. It is much rarer, but also much more severe. It can contaminate and grow on food. It is more common in the home than in the commercial kitchen. There have been outbreaks in the past for many times. Most common source of this bacteria is processed canned meat and vegetables, meat and fish. Some fungi are also responsible for this food spoilage, and they are the mushrooms, the mycotoxins. Some fungi that contaminate or spoil food are known pathogens. They are the Alternaria, Aspergillus, Candida, Fusarium, and so on. Some protozoa are also responsible. The main protozoa of concern in developed countries are Toxoplasma, Cryptosporidium, and Giardia, and other protozoa such as Entamoeba histolytica, Cyclospora, and Sarcocystis. Some viruses are also responsible, like norovirus, causing gastroenteritis, diarrhea, vomiting, and abdominal pain. Hepatitis A and E causes inflammation of the liver. In rotavirus, particularly associated with gastroenteritis in children. Contamination of foods spread in different stages: during production, at harvesting point, during food processing, during distribution of food, in retail shops, in restaurants, in different homes and malls, and in restaurant cooking and home cooking. The microorganisms causing food spoilage need several factors to grow. They are ambient temperature, optimum pH, incubation time, oxygen pressure, salt and sugar, darkness, and inocular. Some rules are to be maintained to avoid this food spoilage and food poisoning. They are washing with warm soapy water before and after handling or preparing food. Use hot soapy water to wash utensils, cutting boards and other surfaces you use. Keep raw foods separate from ready-to-eat foods. Cook foods to a safe temperature to kill harmful organisms. Meat must be cooked above a temperature of 70 degrees Celsius. Make sure fish and shellfish are cooked thoroughly. Refrigerate or freeze perishable foods promptly within 2 hours of purchasing or preparing them. If the room temperature is above 32.2 degrees Celsius, refrigerate perishable foods within 1 hour. Defrost food safely. Don't allow freezing and thawing food at room temperature. Don't taste food that you are unsure about. Even if it looks and smells fine, it may not be safe to eat. Do not eat or drink uncovered food. Throw the spoiled food out when in doubt. So, if the food is yummy and irresistible in look, still, please check before eating it because it may contain bacteria. So thank you for your patient ear.